SquareXO, and this is SquareXO episode 89. Today I'm joined by Rebecca.
Hi.
And also Nick.
Hello.
Hi everyone. Before we start, don't forget you can follow us at squarexo.co.uk, twitter.com/square_xo, facebook.com/squarexo. We're also on youtube.com/JohnsonWater for our videos. And we're also at patreon.com/squarexo if you'd like to back us. Wherever you listen, be that on iTunes, Podbean, Google, Spotify, or even watching on YouTube, then please leave us a like and rating, subscribe, review, all the good things. Even bad reviews if you want to. I don't mind. Just somehow don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? Contribute or take part or whatever. That's what I mean. Okay, do that. That'd be great. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the news. So let's get on with game news. Can you hang there? I had a mind blockage, but it's unblocked now. Podcaster's block. Okay, right. As you know, if you've been sort of keeping an eye on our feed or on our YouTube, we've been doing this SquareXO On the news thing, which is about 10 minutes long usually, which just talks about a few bits of news each day. It goes a bit more into detail, some more opinion on it and stuff like that. So anything we've talked about during the week, we won't go into detail here because we don't want to repeat ourselves, but we might just sort of brush over it. It'll probably get a mention, but we'll brush over it, so just so you know. So with that, the first bit of news we're going to brush over is that Netflix loses more to Fortnite than HBO. Apparently Netflix is more worried about Fortnite than it is its other television rivals, like HBO. So there you go. I can see why.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are kind of on Fortnite all the time, aren't they? It's crazy.
Yeah, even if you're not playing it, you're talking about it. It's just one of those weird phenomena.
Yeah, and I'm sure people move on to something else eventually. What was it before Fortnite, actually?
Destiny? PUBG?
PUBG, I think, was the big one.
Was it? Yeah, I guess it was, wasn't it? It was big on Steam, wasn't it?
That's PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, for those of you that don't know the acronym.
Oh,
and
yeah.
what about before that?
Ooh.
I can't even... Everything is just Fortnite now, isn't it?
Yeah, I know Angry Birds was one of them at one point.
Yeah.
The flavour of the week, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, League's always been big, but that's kind of a PC thing.
Yeah.
Like League of Legends has always been kind of the big daddy of...
Oh.
Yeah.
Can't help myself, sorry. Carry on.
Days Gone Collector's Edition was announced, a special edition as well. I don't know if anyone saw it. What you think of it?
It looks cool. It looks a little bit like Daryl, but it looks cool.
Is it like a game exclusive, the Collector's Edition? Do you know? Is that like a game exclusive? Because usually game get all the Collector's Editions, that's all.
Yeah.
So I just thought, maybe it's a game exclusive. I like the look of the motorbike.
No, the Mortal Kombat one is.
The Mortal Kombat one, which, have I mentioned? Yeah, I did mention that. It was the next bit of news, but the Mortal Kombat one's got 250 quid or something.
Yeah, it's 280, but it's online exclusive at the minute, which is a little bit annoying. You know, the Days Gone is a game exclusive.
Because you're basically paying £180 for the mask, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a very nice mask, though.
Yeah.
Is this like a physical collector's edition mask, or is it an in-game item?
No, it's a physical collector's, like, full-size item. I think you can wear it. I don't know how it would stay on, but it's like black and gold. I don't know anything about Mortal Kombat, so I don't know. It's probably a character from it, but my knowledge, unfortunately,
black and gold
ends
sounds
with...
like Scorpion.
Has anyone watched The Punisher yet?
No.
Because in the second season Punisher, one of the bad guys is wearing a mask, that's all. It's just reminding me of that. But no, the mask, it's Scorpion, the mask for Mortal Kombat 11, it is Scorpion's mask. It's gold. It was quite cool, but I don't think I'd want to pay extra £180. I think I'd rather spend my money on the Days Gone Collector's Edition with that motorbike and the guy standing next to his motorbike. That looks pretty cool. But I don't know if I will or not. I've not decided. Okay, next bit of Xbox news. The next Xbox Game Pass editions are We Happy Few, Shadow and Mordor. They're quite good games, actually. We Happy Few I've played. I quite liked it. It's a bit weird. but it's all right.
It gives me Bioshocky. I mean, I've not played it. I played it when it was in early access. I've not kind of gone back since, but it gave me kind of like Bioshocky vibes a little bit. But I quite liked We Happy Few. I thought that was quite a good game.
Shadow Murder, I don't know if I've played. I played the first game. I don't know if I played. Shadow Murder's the second one, I presume, isn't it?
No, Shadow of War. I think Shadow of Mordor is the first one. I don't know if there's a one before that.
See, I'm getting muddled up.
There
Because
was
it's
like
Shadow of War, isn't it? And Shadow of Mordor, that's two. Oh, so Mordor's the first one. Yeah, that's the one I've played then. Yeah, it's a good game then. I like that. That's pretty cool. Pretty old now, mind you. I think also the Lego Movie video game was also being added to Game Pass. There's quite a few decent games being added if you're into sort of Game Pass, I guess. I've not really subscribed to it yet. I don't know. I kind of.
See, I've got a pass for it. I just forget to actually go on. And my Xbox is, poor thing, it gets neglected quite heavily.
Mine does too, unfortunately. But then it's because PlayStation's my sort of console choice when it comes to third-party games as well as Sony's first party. So kind of that leaves Xbox only really for Xbox exclusives, which there aren't really many of at the moment, are there?
My Xbox is just the Netflix machine because the chat functionality on the PlayStation just pales in comparison. The whole Xbox on Xbox go to Netflix, it doesn't work the same way on the PlayStation, sadly.
What are you talking about? Connect?
On the Xbox with the Connect microphone. I hate the infrastructure on the Xbox. It's one of the worst things on that console, in my humble opinion. But the fact that you can talk to the machine and just tell it what you want it to do, and it will do it for you.
But how many people actually still have a Connect? In fact,
I think the only problem with the Connect is for the One S and the One X, you have to have that adapter that is like gold dust. You just can't get anymore.
Adapter. I phoned up Microsoft and said, "Look, I want the adapter," and they sent me it for free. I'm sure they sent me it for free.
Nice. Mine's just one of the. So it's one of the old ones, the original Xbox
the plug and go ones.
Than I haven't bothered with the One X or anything like that.
I don't have a Connect anymore. I sold it along with the adapter, I think.
When I upgraded to my S, I got rid of my Connect because I was too lazy to email Microsoft and go, "Hi, can I have my adapter?" Because that is who I am as a person, apparently.
Yeah, maybe I should look and see if I've still got the adapter. Maybe
it's worth a lot of money. People are selling them for like 50, 60 quid online, or they were anyway when I looked a little while ago.
I probably sold it when I sold my Connect. I can't remember. Right, that's next. EA's open world Star Wars game was canned in favour of a smaller project. This is the one that, first of all, Visual Games was working on with Amy Hennig. They were working on a cool looking Star Wars game. They decided to can Amy Hennig in her studio and moved it to a different studio. And this different studio has now had it canned in favour of a smaller project instead, which is coming next year, I believe. So there's a small Star Wars game from EA coming next year, as well as the Star Wars game which Respawn are working on as well. So that's two Star Wars games. EA's had the license since 2013, and we've not seen anything from them apart from Battlefront. So that's a bit of a waste of a license, really. But oh well, what can you do? Uncharted's got a new director as well. The movie I'm talking about.
I got really excited for a second then. I was like, what?
The new Uncharted movie director is 10 Cloverfield Lane's Helmer Dan Tragenberg or something like that. If I've said it right. They've sacked the old director, or he's moved on, or whatever. I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know how many directors and actors this movie's actually had, but it's quite a lot. And it's not even in production yet, because the guy who's playing the young Nathan Drake is the same actor who does Spider-Man. So
Andrew Garfield.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, yeah. So Tom Holland's kind of just announced his new movie, hasn't he? The new Spider-Man movie. So he's going to be touring Europe, not that, promoting that. So by the time he does all that, the Uncharted movie can't go into production until he's done promoting his movie. So obviously it could be a while before we see anything to do with that. If we see
Tom Holland will always look like a child anyway, so you don't need to worry about him aging.
Yeah, I know. See, you get lucky people like that look like children.
Aye.
Me.
Yeah, I would say that is me.
Rocket League now features full cross-platform play between Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and PC. So when I done my video about this, I was just saying, oh, it's good. It's a good thing you can now play sort of everybody over all three consoles. But I just found it quite funny how nobody was making a big deal about that it's actually been done. Yeah, everybody was jumping in the bandwagon when it wasn't getting done, going, oh, it's a disgrace, Sony are a disgrace, blah, blah, blah. But now that it's there, nobody cares. So it's like,
is that because no one's playing Rocket League anymore?
Yeah.
No,
the game choice, maybe.
Everybody's got, oh, it has to get done, it's disgraceful. But then when they do it, everybody's, all those same people, you don't hear a whisper from them. It's like, jump on the positive stuff, not on the negative stuff.
I think it's good for things to come, yeah.
It's fantastic that they've done it, but it would have been a bit more useful a year, 2 years ago when people were still playing the game. I haven't touched it in so long. I don't even remember what year it came out in.
But I mean, I guess the point is it's been done with a game now, so it can get done with others. So it's a start. Do you know what I mean? It's just a good thing. It doesn't. The name of the game's irrespective. That doesn't really matter. It's just the fact that it's been done, and it's sort of the start of things to come. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, it paves the way, doesn't it?
Exactly. So I think there should be more sort of positivity around it, but there wasn't. So I just find it quite, well, not surprising, unsurprising to be honest. But there you go. Know what it's like once people get on the bandwagon on social media, they're all at it. I just switch it off on, oh, there's the next thing, I'm going away for a coffee. Fortnite was the most played Nintendo Switch game in Europe last year. How about that?
Wow.
That's quite surprising, actually, because you think all these Nintendo fans who all love their first party titles, yet everybody who had the Switch, most people played Fortnite. It's just crazy, isn't it?
My money would still have been on Breath of the Wild. I know it's been out for a while, but it's you know what people are like for Legend of Zelda.
It's because it's an amazing game.
That is a good game.
It surprises me a little bit with Fortnite, considering you have to have the online for it as well. So like every single one of those people would have had to pay for Nintendo's online, which they're just rolling in it.
Yeah, they must be doing quite well, but it's quite a cheap service, isn't it? I don't have it yet, but it's not bad. Okay, next up is just a few different charts. This week I've picked up the Media Create chart, which is a Japanese chart, because I thought we could just touch on it briefly. The chart I've got, what's quite interesting about the Japanese charts is they tell you the sales figures. So the consoles, for instance, Nintendo Switch sold 78,000 units last week, whereas PlayStation 4 sold 12,000 units, and PS4 Pro, which counts separately, sold 6,000 units, so 18 for PlayStation 4 and 78 for Switch. So it shows you how well Switch is doing in Japan. But some of the other figures is quite interesting, like the 3DS and 2DS, they get 1,400 for 3DS and 3,900 for 2DS. Xbox sold 38. So there you go.
Wow.
Right, 38,000 or 38?
No, 38. That's in 38. So yeah. That was Xbox One X sold 38 and Xbox One sold 12. So 50 altogether. So yeah, and the whole of Japan, I mean, when you think it blows your mind, doesn't it? The whole of Japan, there was got 50 Xboxes sold in a week compared to even 18,000 PlayStations or 78,000. When you think 78,056 Nintendo Switches, so even the sort of decimal point of Switches sold more than Xbox. So that's just crazy.
As someone that's lived in Japan for 3 odd years, that doesn't really surprise me. They're quite big on buying Japanese, and with Nintendo and Sony being the other two, I know Sony, you can argue, is an American company these days rather than a Japanese one, but it's still viewed that way, and they'll always pick hate to generalize, but Japanese people in general will always pick a Japanese thing over an American.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of why Xbox done well last time round in America, because I guess Americans would be the same, wouldn't they? They would kind of prefer to get the American product, I guess. I don't know. But whereas we don't care in Europe, do we? We'll just take whatever one we want.
We don't really have a European console, do we?
No, we just kind of go for whatever takes our fancy, really. Okay, and there was a little bit of software news from Japan as well. New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe was the #1 game with 166,303 units sold. Super Smash Bros. Sold 62,000. Tales of Vesperia for PS4 sold 41,000. Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, is that a different one? On Switch, that sold 26,000. Mario Party's selling well. Pikachu, Mario Kart, Minecraft. And the UK charts, New Super Mario Bros. Was #1 here as well. FIFA #2, Red Dead Redemption #3, Call of Duty #4, Smash Bros. 5, Mario Kart Deluxe #6, Battlefield 7, Grand Theft Auto 5 is still there at #8. Tales of
Never
Vesperia
dropped
9.
off the charts.
No, it's always there. And Forza Horizon 10. So yeah, that's the gaming news out the way. It's gone.
Bye.
Okay, right. This week we're kind of going to touch on game streaming, because we kind of talked. This is another one we kind of touched on during the week, but I just want to get your guys' opinion on it, because let me just explain. Right, so we've got PlayStation Now, right? We've got Xboxes. No, I'll come to Xbox in a minute. We've got PlayStation Now. That's kind of the main one at the moment, and you've got like an Nvidia Shield one or something as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Game streaming service. I think, who was it? Was it Epic announced they're doing one, or I can't remember. But there's also Amazon are currently working on one. Apparently, this news has just come up. Google's kind of looking into it. I don't know who Verizon are. I presume they're like an American company.
Verizon.
Yeah, Verizon are an American company.
So they're working on it. And then Xbox has got this Project X Cloud, I think it's called, which internally they're calling the Netflix of gaming.
Interesting. It's a bold statement.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to touch on this, and I wrote an article about it as well. But is streaming the future of gaming? Is after this sort of generation of consoles, which is coming up, PS5 and Xbox One, 2, as I like to call it. Do you think we'll start to see the demise of console and more like consoles as the sort of Sony and Xbox as a service? Because Xbox is kind of going that way if you think about it. They're calling their new streaming service, which will have servers all over the world, the Netflix of gaming. They've got Xbox Game Pass, which is sort of crying out to just be placed in that sort of service. So I mean, it seems to me the future for Xbox certainly is going to be as an app on your TV or on your mobile phone, where you just connect your controller via Bluetooth and be able to play all the latest games on any device. So obviously if Microsoft do that and it takes off, Sony's going to do it. Who else will do it? EA might do it, Ubisoft, Activision, all of them. We could all end up with an app for every single company on our TV that you need to subscribe to play the latest games. And then with Amazon and Google getting involved as well, and the American company, and like probably Steam and Epic and all that, you can imagine how many of these streaming services you could end up with loads of games. And it's just like, what do you think? I mean, do you think that's the future? Do you think?
Do you want to go first, Becca?
I was waiting for you. I think there are a couple of things for me. It depends on where in the world that you are. I mean, for us in the UK, our internet kind of as a general rule isn't, I don't think, going to be strong enough to support something like that for a little while. Like currently, places like Sweden, for example, have like 1 gig lines and they can download stuff instantaneously. Whereas where I am, I've got 30 meg internet, but that's still fairly slow to support something like that. We have a Shield, and we find that sometimes, even with like a 30 meg download, it struggles, and things don't kind of load very well, and it takes things like lag and that kind of stuff. So I think that's for me would be a concern with that. I like having like physical games, and I like having that kind of I'm a bit of a hoarder, so I like stuff like that. So I'd be a bit sad, I think, if things went that way and I wouldn't be able to get my fancy shiny steelbooks anymore.
See, the thing for me, the way it's going, even if we took streaming at the equation, just thought about downloadable games which are beginning to sort of take over sales, I think downloadable and streaming's maybe the way it's going to go. We've still got these new consoles to come. There'll definitely be consoles. They'll definitely have physical media, but it's just after that I'm thinking. Whereas 5 years down the line, the internet, technology goes so fast. There could be a new invention that makes internet faster, and it could be rolled out in 5 years' time. Do you know what I mean? It's just so.
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
You just don't know what's going to be rolled out in 5 years' time or 10 years' time or whatever, and at that point, it could be quite the thing to do. But even with downloadable games, I think you'll just get the physical cases still, but just have a code in the box. That's kind of the way it's going to be. That's the way I see it going. But would Nick think the streaming could be something that could take over at some point?
I've got 3 points here, I guess. The first one is that my internet connection is absolutely awful. Every time my dad rings me, he just brags about the speed of his internet connection because it's measured in the hundreds of megabytes per second. It's not a gig like it is in Sweden, but it sure beats the 20 or 30 meg that I'm getting here on my fiber optic broadband. It's embarrassingly bad how bad my internet connection is. But when you ring the internet company and you complain, they don't do anything. So our American and European listeners just know that I envy you like you wouldn't ever believe. As far as streaming as a service goes, well, the last time I tried this, I tried PlayStation Now a couple of months back, and the PlayStation just out and out told me that my internet connection wasn't fast enough to support the service. I know Rebecca, who used to be on the podcast, Rebecca Stowe, she had exactly the same problem with her internet connection. It was never going to happen. So physical media will still be a thing unless our internet infrastructure drastically changes. This is something that the UK government has been talking about for a long time, but that's mostly what our government does. They talk about things for a long time and nothing ever happens. Just look at Brexit. Moving away from that, though, there's always going to be a market for physical media while that problem exists. I just bought a new laptop, on the other hand, and there's no moving parts in there whatsoever. It's SSD drives. There's no CD drive, no DVD drive, none of that nonsense. So consoles will eventually catch up with PC and go that way, I think. It just won't be the next console cycle.
No, not the next one, but one after that. I'm just thinking. Calling it the Netflix of gaming, right? So, for instance, it's out. It's going to roll out. Probably this Project X Cloud, it's going to roll out next generation for sure. Who knows how good it's going to be. It's a good idea. I've said for ages that they should do a Netflix of gaming, and that's kind of what PlayStation Now is. So Microsoft doing what it usually does, we're going to create the Netflix of game, but kind of PlayStation Now is already the Netflix of gaming if you think about it, innit? Because you go on there and all the games are there, and you can choose from 3 to 500, something crazy. You got 3 to 500 games. It's just that they're all older games. So maybe Microsoft's Netflix of games going to be all the latest releases. You'll just be able to play them straight away. That's quite an interesting prospect. It's kind of like Game Pass, but on the cloud, I guess.
I think it's inevitable that we're going to wind up there. The question is, who's going to do it first? Is it going to be someone like EA? They've had Origin on the PC for forever. They pulled their games from the Steam store, 6-7 years ago? And if you want to play our games, you've got to use our infrastructure, Origin. Question is there going to be an Origin USB stick for the TV before there's a PlayStation 5 Pro that's only the streaming only kind of thing. Who do you think's going to win in this race? The third parties or the?
Well, it's going to be the first parties, and they're going to be the ones. I mean, PlayStation now's already been an app on TVs. I don't know if it's still on some. I think they pulled it from some TVs, but it was an app on TVs already, where people could just play PlayStation games straight from their TV. But I think it got pulled. Maybe it wasn't good enough at the moment or something. But I mean, the thing that worries me, say you have Sony doing it, you have Microsoft, you have EA, Activision, Ubisoft, blah, 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 so on, so on. It's the thing that worries me is that if that's the only way you can play games, are you going to pay all these different people? If, like me, you enjoy playing loads of different types of games, like if THQ's only on Amazon, and EA's only on EA, and Sony's only on Sony, Xbox, so on, Nintendo. Imagine that. Imagine how many people you're going to pay out just so you could play the latest games. It'd be a bit crazy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but if you think about it, how many of us just on this podcast alone have a Nintendo Switch and a Wii U and a Wii and a PS4 and a PS3? Between all of us, we've pretty much got every console that's ever been released.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Multiple times.
So you're kind of saving money because you're not buying the console anymore, you're just paying the service. So I guess it's kind of just like that, innit? I mean, if you're paying £5 a month, what's that, £60 a year? Okay, that's a lot cheaper than paying out £250, innit? I mean, it's take you quite a few 60s before you get the price of a console, doesn't it? What's that, 4 years or something? So, okay. So I suppose when you think it like that, you're saving the money on the console, I guess. I never really thought of it like that.
Depends if they're going to then charge you as well per game, or if you get to kind of, it's part of the like Netflix. Obviously, you pay the one fixed price and you get to watch whatever. But if you were to pay X amount a month plus having to pay for the games, that would then maybe be.
I would think it would be a bit like Netflix, where you just pay a fee, or like Game Pass, where you just pay a fee each month. Because that's
Amazon Prime does that, doesn't?
What's
Amazon
that?
Prime, you have to pay to use the service, and then you have to pay to watch specific things. So some of it will be free, but the premium stuff, the stuff that you really want to watch, you have to pay extra for.
Yeah, they do that, yeah. But I mean, a lot of the things you have to pay extra for is like new release movies or different channels, like Eurosport or whatever. I think that's one of the channels. But I think generally there's quite a good choice on there. But that's the other thing, innit? You're already, so if games do that, then they're competing with TV, aren't they? Because then all of a sudden they're having to go for a monthly fee, which you're paying out to Netflix and Amazon and stuff. So it gets expensive for people. I quite like just buying a console and that's it. The money's gone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
But I suppose if you're buying like something like paying for the streaming service and you're not buying games, I mean, it could actually work out a lot cheaper, couldn't it? You're not buying games, you're not buying the console, you're just paying £10 a month to have access to as many games as you want. You have to buy a controller, but otherwise you're just not buying games, not buying console, and you're just paying £10 a month. That probably actually works out cheaper, doesn't it?
It does, but then who's paying, like, the publishers and the developers? And I feel like they would probably have a bit of an issue with this because they're not going to make anywhere near as much money either.
Yeah.
If we're giving less, then they're going to get less. And
although I don't know, because if everybody's paying everybody who used to buy games is paying £10 a month, maybe it would work out more, if you know what I mean. Because not everybody buys every game, but everybody who has a console, how many people own a PlayStation? What, 90 million now or something? If 90 million people are paying £10,
then it would,
it's an awful lot of money in it. I
suppose it would be a bit like Spotify, where like the people who make the game would get the cut of how many plays, or that kind of thing.
So it's quite an interesting thought, I think. We'll just see how it goes. I guess it's a long way off. We've still got the new consoles to look forward to, which will probably be quite exciting. What do you?
I just think
Sorry, go on ahead.
No, it would need to be whoever is brave enough really to make that jump. Because obviously, Microsoft 5 years ago, or whatever it was, when they announced the Xbox One, and they were like, no discs, and everyone went, no, we hate that idea. And then so they then made the console with a disc drive. It would, someone would have to kind of do that and then stick to their guns a little bit with it for it really to happen.
I think they might do that this coming gen, Xbox One 2. I think they'll release 2 SKUs. I think they'll release one with a disc and one without.
That'd be interesting.
I'm sure they will. One will be digital only with Game Pass. You'll probably get Game Pass with it, 6 months or something, the Game Pass, or a year of Games Pass. And you'll just be digital only on that one. And it'll probably be cheaper as well. Whereas the one with the disc drive, they'll probably charge a wee bit more for. I've got a feeling they'll do that.
Mm.
It makes sense in a way as well. Sorry, what were you guys saying?
For posterity, who do you reckon is going to... who do you reckon is going to make the jump to streaming only first? Are you saying Microsoft?
Oh,
I would put my money on Microsoft.
Yeah. They're already halfway there, aren't they? What with Xbox Game Pass? Yeah. That's the way they're heading. I think
also Sony and Nintendo have their first party IPs, and they rely sales-wise quite strongly on them. Microsoft, they do have them, but at the minute, especially for me, and I know a lot of other people, you kind of look at Microsoft and you kind of go, so what do you have really? So I think that would be, their thing that they could do is they could, make that leap, but if they're brave enough, I guess.
I think that's why they're buying studios, I think they're buying all these studios up because of Xbox Game Pass. It's not because their customers are going, oh, you don't have any IPs, release them. Otherwise, we're not going to buy your console. They've got this Xbox Game Pass. You can see how heavy they're pushing it. I mean, it's MD can see how heavy they're pushing it. They're buying these studios so that they've got content for Xbox Game Pass. That's why they're buying them. It's not to be kind and go, oh, here we go, here's some just to keep you all happy. It's so that they can say, look, here's Xbox Game Pass, look at all these IPs we've got on it now. Subscribe. Because they're a software company, that's what their ideal world. Everybody will just play games on Windows 10 or on the TV and just stream them or whatever. Or download them. As long as they pay them a fee each month. It saves them the money having to think of a console and release it. They'll just release controllers instead. And everybody can just use Bluetooth. I thought there's a video showing the Project X Cloud and somebody just strapped they had this sort of little plastic unit attached to their controller, which then attached to their phone so that you're kind of playing your phone with the controller attached. And it looked cool enough. I mean, what's wrong with that idea? It's kind of just got a switch in it, except you've got a proper controller and you've got the screen. You could have any screen you want. You could attach a tablet if you want a big screen, or you could attach your phone if you want a little one, or you can put it on the TV if you want a really big screen. And you don't lose any sort of quality because the servers are handling it all, so it doesn't matter how powerful your screen is. I mean, I like that idea. I think it's quite good if it works. I wouldn't have a problem with it, as long as the quality is the same as what is on a disc. Then it's not really a bad idea, is it? Can you imagine playing all the latest IPs on your mobile phone with a proper controller? It's not really that bad a thought, is it? If it works.
If it works.
Exactly.
I think I'll always go for the bigger screen over my phone personally, but
it's still a nice idea that if somebody's watching EastEnders or whatever, you can just continue your game on your phone on the sofa.
That's why you have 2 televisions.
Yeah,
that's the way forward. I'm telling you.
Well, I do. I've got my PlayStation 4 upstairs and one downstairs for that scenario.
I know we have 2 next to each. We have one next to each. We have like 2 setups next to each other, so that I don't have to fight about what we're going to play or watch. We can do our own thing, but that's a first world problem.
I just use the PSVR headset, whack that on. You're still using the same TV, but different HDMI port. Yeah, even more compact.
Yeah, I've done that before as well. That's quite a good thing to do. Okay, let's move on then. That's quite a fun conversation. Now let's talk about what we've been playing now. We're not talking about the embargoed stuff, obviously. We'll leave that for another day. So we'll just talk about what we've been playing. I'll start because it's on my mind. Because I know all I've been playing recently in the past week is the Grand Tour video game. Man, I don't know why. It's the weirdest game I've ever played in my life. It's like an episode of the Grand Tour. So you watch Jeremy Clarkson and his cronies kind of doing their show. It's just the show that you would watch anyway on Amazon Video, except when it comes to the bit where they're driving, you just take over. So the bits where they're driving is actually the game. So you're racing around the track, or you're trying to do drag races, or there's this one bit where you're doing a race, but there's little pickups, a bit like Mario Kart, and you can pick them up, and one of the pickups has got a cloud of purple smoke, so if you're in front you can let it off and it just lets a cloud of purple smoke behind you so they can't see. Another pickup was got texting, so you can text them, and if you text them, this big text comes up on the screen and you can't see where you're going. So it's pretty mad. Some of the ideas is quite good. Some of the racing's quite fun. The cars is obviously the best part about it, because you've got some pretty amazing cars in it. The driving and gameplay itself isn't really drastically bad. It's quite high quality for an £11 game. The only thing, it is a bit cheesy though, and there's a lot of cutscenes because of the show, so you're kind of sitting there. You can fast forward through them, but if you do that, half the game's gone. So I mean, it's a bit hit and miss. But there is going to be an episode every time there's an episode of the game. Every time there's an episode on TV, there's going to be an episode of the game that comes with it. So it's quite a big game, I guess, by the time everything's released. But yeah, it's a bit weird. I've not reviewed it yet. I was going to wait for a few episodes to come out and then give it some judgment. But for an £11 game, it's kind of okay, I guess. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. So I guess that's the biggest compliment I can give it. That it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Glowing review.
Yeah. So there we go. What about you, Rebecca?
So I've been playing a couple of things. After last week's podcast, I actually picked up Pokemon again, which was really, really fun. So I went back and played some more of that. But I also reviewed a game called Vane, which was quite a hard one to review because there were parts of it that I really, really loved. It's like a little indie kind of puzzle game where you're a bird and you shapeshift into a boy and kind of back again. And there were parts of it that I loved and the flying around, and it was truly stunning, but there were parts of it that were kind of really annoying, where I was the puzzles were kind of frustrating, and but played that. I've also jumped back onto Spider-Man to get some of the DLC done, and that I forgot how much fun that game was. Just the web slinging. I also forgot how annoying some of the bases were, because that's one of the reasons I've not got the platinum, was the kind of base combat. I just found it a little bit repetitive. But no, the web sling, that game is such a fantastic game. For a game that when it came out I wasn't even interested in at all, after playing it, it's definitely one of my top games I've ever played. But yeah, that's been my week. And then the Resident Evil one shot as well, which I played and thought was amazing, and now I cannot wait to get the full game next week when it comes out. I'm very, very excited for that.
I've not played that demo.
It's good. You should.
We're going to do a Resident Evil 2 special because we are reviewing the game and it's embargoed. So by the time you listen to this now, if we will release a little special on Tuesday once the embargo's up, so you can get Nick's thoughts on the game because he's reviewing it, and maybe we'll just stick our thoughts in ask him. We'll grill him. Yes, Spider-Man's good. A lot of that game. I must go back and play the DLC. I've completed one of them, so I just need to complete the others, but I've just not got back round to playing it yet. So I will do though eventually. But the next game, I think the next episode of Life is Strange 2 is out next week, is it?
Oh yeah, it is. It's out soon, isn't it?
So I'll review that, but I want to play that. So that's probably the next thing I'll play, I would imagine. If it is out. I'm sure it's out next week. I'll need to double check, but I think it is.
Either end of this month or beginning of next. Can't
Yeah,
quite remember the date.
yeah. I was sure it was this month, but we'll see. I'll look it up at some point. Nick, what you've been playing? We all
I've been
know.
playing absolutely everything. It depends on which console I'm in front of. We'll go with the Xbox first. I'm doing the Hitman bundle. I've been playing that for review. You'll be able to get my thoughts probably live by the time this podcast comes out. If it comes out on Monday, if it's Sunday, you're probably going to have to wait till Monday. Interesting. I think they released it a bit too late because while I'm sitting there playing them, all I want to do is go back and play Hitman 2 that I reviewed last year. But you'll get my full thoughts on that one in the review soon. On the PS4, Christ, PS3, on the PS4, I am absolutely loving Beat Saber. You guys played this?
I haven't. I don't have
Yes.
a VR anymore. I'm very sad about it, though. I've heard good things.
The problem I had
So
with
good.
it, I think I've got a problem with the tracking because one of my lightsabers keeps kind of disappearing, and I keep having that problem. But just with that game, but I think
That sounds like an excuse to me.
I've had that problem once. I just rebooted the entire system and it was fine after that.
No, I don't know if it's just people walking in front of the camera or what. I don't know what it is.
It's hard to tell, isn't it?
Yeah,
When you got the headset on, you have no idea what's going on.
I know, but I think there was some issue where it just kept disappearing out screen. It was really annoying, and I thought, oh, so I'll need to get back to that because it is a really good game. It's excellent.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point now where I'm smashing things on expert, which just makes me so happy. Such a good game. If anyone out there listening has a PSVR and they have the Move controllers, you absolutely need to give this game a crack. If you don't have the controllers, that's a shame because they are crazy expensive. They're like gold dust these days.
I wish Sony would release some new ones, though, some new tracking sort
They're
of thing
supposed to
for
be
VR.
making new. They're supposed to be making new Move controllers for the PS4, but I haven't seen anything on this since the original news story, however long ago, saying that this was going to happen at some point. They need to pull their finger out.
I do think we need something else. The Move's great for what it is. I mean, it's way ahead of its time, really, if you think about it, because it came out for PS3, and it still actually works pretty well now. So it's kind of well ahead of its time, but I just think it's getting on a bit now. I think we need something different, because the DualShock 4 works perfectly for me in VR, but I think the Move controllers can be a bit hit and miss sometimes.
Aye. The last thing I'm playing is Pokemon Go on the phone. And I've got to that point where I'm so sad that I'm using my old iPhone in my left hand and my new phone in my right hand so I can play it twice at the same time, which speaks volumes for how good Pokemon Go has actually got. It is so much better now than it was at release. So if anyone's considering jumping back into it, give it a shot. It's free. Why not?
I was pretty addicted right at the start, but I think I've kind of got over that phase now. But right when it first came out, we were walking everywhere to the bases and stuff. Right, there's a base, let's go for a walk. But we don't kind of tend to do that so much anymore. Moved on. Okay, so is that you then?
Yeah, that's pretty much everything.
Okay, doke, right. Let's talk about what's coming out then. It's actually a pretty small list this week on the drop. It's not the biggest. I mean, usually we're going through the list and it's like, is this ever going to end? But it seems that this coming week, where's the list went? This coming week's not so bad. I'll tell you, one of the first ones I know for sure while I'm looking for the list is Resident Evil 2, which of course is out next week. So, as we mentioned, we'll have a review for that. Everybody's quite excited for it, it seems, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We say in the most like deadpan, yes, we are excited.
Yeah. I'm not.
You should play the one shot. I think you will be, unless you hate it, and then you won't, I suppose. But it is a lot of fun.
Not if it's scary, I'm not playing it.
It has its moments. But it's a Resident Evil game. It's survival horror. If it's not scary, they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
See, it's not for me then. I'm just not into games like that. They don't float my boat.
What I will say is that Resident Evil with VR on, if you're feeling brave, do recommend. I'm looking at the Resident Evil 7 on the shelf here while I'm talking, going, maybe I should go put that back on the VR, but I've got too much stuff to play at the moment.
I managed
don't need a
about
heart
half an
attack
hour
tonight.
of that
On
in
VR.
VR. I finished the game normally, but I had a VR. I've traded my VR and I do kind of miss it. But when I got it, I was like, right, Resi, let's try this. And it got to the part at the beginning where she kind of chops your arm off, which hopefully isn't a spoiler at this point because it's been out for so long. And I was like, no, I'm done. Okay, I'll just play this normally, thank you, with all the lights on and a big blanket.
I got Lisa to play that. And I've played it. I got Lisa to do it. She did find it pretty scary, to be fair. Okay, airdrop. A Fisherman's Tale's out. This is a PSVR game, funnily enough. Bend and twist reality in A Fisherman's Tale, the mind-bending VR puzzle adventure game in which being turned upside down and inside out is not merely a play on words. That sounds interesting. At sundown, shots in the dark. This is a stealth-driven top-down multiplayer shooter in which 4 players compete, both online and in local deathmatch. So it looks kind of a bit cartoony. I don't know. It's a bit hard to tell sometimes from the thumbnail. Future Grind. Grab your bike and hit the rails in Future Grind. A stylish stunt racer all about tricks, skills and speed. We've got a review for this one coming on Tuesday, I think. So keep an eye out for that. Heroes Trials. After banishing of the previous defender of the island, the community needs your new heroes. The long training of siblings Elle and Zoe takes them to the last trials to become new local guardians. I don't even know what that game's about just from reading that description, to be honest. Some of these descriptions just need work. Jack Quest, Tale of the Sword. A fast-paced fantasy action platformer with quick combat and steady progression. Jack Quest guides players through a single interconnected world full of secrets, collectible gems, and hidden challenges. See, that's a good description. At least you know what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? So it's something.
Whereas the picture doesn't tell you anything.
No, it just tells you it's a 2D game with a guy with a big sword and a sort of damsel in distress by the looks of things. Realm Royale. Be the last champion standing. Realm Royale. Choose a class, then loot deadly weapons and powerful abilities to create your own champion. Explore a fantasy world from horseback and craft game-changing legendary gear. See, this is a weird thumbnail because there's a guy sort of with a bow and arrow firing at someone, and then there's a chicken sort of looking as if it's scared and running away, which just kind of makes you think, yeah, well, that was fun, but why is it a chicken running away? Is it something to do with chickens in it? Are they making a reference to chicken dinner or whatever it's called? What is it, Pugba? Where they do something about chicken dinner or something?
Don't know. This just reminds me of Guacamole because there's the whole chicken subplot throughout that franchise.
Saran Garuka Burst Renewal. This is just the sort of game which I don't know. We've reviewed it. I'm not going to dwell on that one too much because
interesting feedback on Senaran.
Some controversy. I think people have got a problem with us not really liking it that much, but oh well. Can't please everyone. And Wonder Song, which is made using Game Maker. So I'm guessing it's just one guy who's made this a musical adventure where you sing to save the world, play as a silly bard who embarks on a globe-trotting journey to learn more about the mysterious Earth Song. I kind of watched the trailer for it just out of curiosity. It kind of looks alright for a game that somebody's made by themselves. So yeah, there we go. That's it. There's not really a lot out next week. It's not the busiest week in the world. Okay, let's play a little game because that's fun. Before we finish up, right? Where's my notes? I need my notes for this. Hold on. What did I do with them? Damn it! I've lost my notes. There it is. Right, here we go. Right, this game is brought to you by Deals from A to Z because it's an Amazon game. So, the game is Guess the Price. So, we've got recently released games, and what do you have to do?
Guess the prize.
Yay!
Yay.
I just thought this was quite interesting because obviously games have just come out, so it's quite interesting to know where the prices dropped drastically, or if it's the same as what it was. Yeah, you should be good at this one, Becca.
I was going to say, is it the price on Amazon or is it elsewhere?
It's the price on Amazon, so you're not
Okay.
allowed to look at Amazon, by the way. That's cheating.
Okay, I won't. I'll put my phone away.
Right, okay. I'm going to take score as well. Hold on.
Oh no.
Right, we've got 6, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6. So the first one is Just Cause 4.
Is this the first one to say, or is it
Yeah, no, Just Cause 4. You need to guess what the price is.
$34.95?
See, I was going to say $34.99.
Oh, that's close. What was yours, Nick?
$34.95.
And well, I guess in that case, Becca gets the point because it's $36.99.
Ooh, close.
Yeah, close. Right.
I only said
Fallout.
that because that's the sale price it went to in game like 2 weeks ago.
Fallout 76.
$24.99.
24.
Straight in the bargain bin.
What was yours, Nick?
20 pence, which is 0.2 pounds for the American listeners.
No, it's Becca wins the point. Now it's $25.99. You need to take it serious, Nick. You're losing.
I am. That game
No,
should be in
don't.
the bargain
I want
bin.
to win.
Black Ops 4.
£44.99.
Becca. She's still there. Have we lost her, Nick?
I think we might have lost her, which means I win by default. She's conceded.
Wait there, I'll try and get her back again. I don't know what happened there.
No, I'm back. Sorry, I don't know what
There we
happened there.
Were you Googling the price on Amazon? Is that
No,
how you're thinking?
it just popped up and said that Razer, my Razer synapse had stopped working, and my headset for some reason just didn't. I couldn't hear it. I had to unplug it and plug it back in again.
Right, it was Black Ops 4.
So I said $32.99.
Oh,
That's my guess.
You've got the point. Then it's $27.99. So it's really low.
Wow.
Apparently, I suck at this game.
I have a little bit of a advantage for working in the retail industry. I feel like maybe.
You've still got time to pull it back to a draw. We've got 3 left.
Sure.
Here we go. Battlefield 5.
I'll let you guess.
Or is it 4? What are we at now? 5 or 4? I can't remember. What's the latest
it's
one?
5.
5. I thought so. Getting my
one with the
V's
lady on the
muddled up.
front that caused all the controversy. $29.99.
Nick.
I'm going to go with $33.99.
Oh, £34. You're almost bang on.
Bam!
Okay, right. Red Dead Redemption 2. This was one I threw in to make it even harder.
$44.99. So I think that's about what it released on Amazon.
I'd say $43.99.
Oh, Becca gets it. It's actually $49.33.
Oh wow!
Right, last one. Becca's the winner. 4-1 at the moment, but we may as well go for the last one, which is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
$24.99.
I'm going to guess 32 on the dot.
$33.58.
Ah,
close.
4-2, Becca. Well done.
Yay!
Did you like my game?
Thank you. I had fun. That was good.
Good. I thought I'd try something different. Why not? Came to my mind. I thought, hey, let's go for it. Okay. Now, I think we're just about ready to wrap up. But before we go, don't forget, you've still got time to enter a Resident Evil 2 competition on Twitter. Or Facebook, actually. So visit twitter.com/square_XO or facebook.com/squarexo and you can enter the competition. We're also giving away Kingdom Hearts 3 as well in a similar competition. So visit those places and enter because it's free. And you might win, which is quite cool. And if you do win, you should hopefully, fingers crossed, get the game before launch, which is even better, I guess. So yeah, do that. we might be bringing back our. I've still to decide. I'm not sure. Need to have a chat with the team, but we might be bringing back our SquareXO screenshot competition next month as well. What do you think, guys? Should we bring
Sounds
it
like
back?
a good idea.
Yeah, I always like seeing what people have done in like camera mode and stuff. It's always interesting.
Yeah.
Apart from when it's Spider-Man release month and everyone only submits Spider-Man.
Yeah. Generally, the prize is a canvas of your winning screenshot, which I just think's great. I really
Yeah,
like the
that's kinda
canvas.
cool.
It's really nice. It's a bit of a unique prize, I think, which is quite. So we might bring that back. We'll see.
Just before anyone points it out, yes, my screenshot that month was a shot of Spider-Man.
Yeah, mine probably was as well, actually. Okay, so I think that's us. So thanks for joining us, everyone. And we'll see you next week for episode 90. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.